Today I'm going to talk to you about the nearly 8-hour adventure that I had this past Saturday going to the Charlotte, North Carolina open call for Shark Tank. Now, as you probably know, for the last couple of weeks I've been doing videos and sharing with you what my experience is going to be leading up to that point. So there's a lot of anticipation and excitement, and I'm going to share with you today what I learned on that open call from Shark Tank. The first thing I learned, and to share with you if you ever wanted to do it, is don't get too excited about the actual day. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, as I mentioned, it was a nearly an 8-hour experience for me in Charlotte. Now, thankfully, it wasn't raining and it wasn't overly hot because there was a lot of standing around outside. Got there around 8:30 or so, stood in line outside around the building for at least 3 hours. Wow. Which was a great opportunity to meet folks in line, and I'll share with you what I learned in the different part of this feed. But as you're standing there, I was in my best outfit, and I put some feeds out so you can kind of see what the experience was. But you're just seeing this energy and excitement and a lot of anticipation. And I see everyone wearing from wearing full business suits to wearing t-shirts and shorts. So what I'm thinking is, wow, I wonder if these folks are pitching t-shirts and shorts, because I see them and they're just, that's not, to me, that's not how you'd want to pitch a business. Put on your best. But there was a lot of folks there. That was 3 hours on the outside. We finally got our wristbands to go into the queue on when our numbers were called, and I was 140. I don't know what the last number was, but we were queued in to go in at least at 11:30. I did finally go into the queue. Our group of 75 or so folks didn't get into the queue room, which is like on the second floor of this building, until about 12:30. All right, so now we're all in this queue. The previous queue was just starting to thin out, and they gave us basically what to expect in front of the person that we're pitching. And this is the next thing I learned, is that Shark Tank folks, this is their job. They do it all the time, and it was pretty routine. But for us on this side, it was pretty exciting. Like, we're so excited. But for them, it was routine. So I'd heard the casting coordinator, give her pitch, kind of explain it. And because we were queued in, I could also hear her give it to the next arriving group, exact same verbatim routine. Okay, so they just do this all the time in different cities. And when they said you've got 1 minute to pitch and you've got one idea that you can only pitch, and make sure that you do it this way, and no, they're not going to cut the clock off exactly at 1 minute, but if they see that you're rambling on, they're going to wrap it up. And while this person was very pleasant and helpful in giving us information, she footnoted with, you could also send us an email with your idea. You could also send us an email with your idea, which got some curious looks in the crowd, like, wait a minute, I just waited got prepared 2 weeks, waited 4 hours outside, and now you're telling me I could have just emailed it to you as an idea? And she even promised we go through all the emails and respond to every one. So it kind of like brought down the level of the importance of actually going to that open call. Regardless, we were still excited, and we're going to keep moving ahead. All right, so in that queue room, in addition to the line, I was talking with lots of folks. I was just curious. What are you pitching? What are you pitching? And it fell really into two categories. One, people who had a business idea that was up and running and selling product and just needed to go. They were pretty much in the early growth stage, even expansion stage of their business. They were just ready to take it off. For example, talked with someone who had an irrigation system for poultry, all right, for backyard poultry breeders. If you realize, there's this kind of resurgence of growing your own poultry, especially here in North Carolina, in this area. So he had this way to irrigate poultry feeders so it doesn't get all mucky. Right? So it was a pretty good idea. He had made some sales. He had a team of 6 people on his manufacturing. He was doing well, wanted to take it to the next level. Great idea. Another person I talked to, she had an eye serum that she had developed to take the tired wrinkles away from your eyes. It was a derivative of some migraine headache product she was working on to get rid of migraines, and the side product was they got rid of tired eyes. She had done some online sales. She had a brand established. She was moving ahead. Great. That's a pretty cool idea. Another person had a food concept. He was actually selling peanuts. That was his product. He had branded it in such a way that he had a character, he had a children's storybook, he had an attitude. And if you're familiar with most brands today, they're looking for the They're looking for the experience. So he was creating a great brand experience around a very simple product, a peanut. And I think he'll do very well. But once again, he's been doing it for 6 or 7 years. He wanted to take it to the next level, thought that the shark. The other side were people who had ideas. All right, ideas. Talked with one gentleman. I said, hey, what are you here to pitch? He says, oh, shoelaces. I said, oh, okay, great. Tell me what kind of shoelaces? Well, you'd put them on your sports shoe and it'd keep your feet from washing around, and it's going to be a good idea. I said, great. Are you wearing them now? He looked down at his shoes. No, I'm not wearing. Do you have any prototypes? No. I said, what stage are you in your business? Well, it's kind of an idea, and okay. I said, okay, good ambition, good, just kind of tucked it away. Talked to another person. There was a lady standing in line. She was pretty quiet, but she was diligently waiting in line. I said, well, hey, what are you here to pitch? Oh, above ground pool cover system that helps keep the pool cover from dipping down and getting all that muck and junk in it. I said, oh, that's pretty cool. What made you came up with the idea? Oh, I own an above ground pool, and I just tired of all that muck. Great. I said, what stage of your business? How many have you sold? Oh, she says, I haven't sold any. I said, well, have you talked to any pool supply companies to see if they want? Oh, no, I haven't talked to any. Do you have any? She said, no, it's really just an idea. And she was a couple people in front of me, and I'm thinking, you're taking up space. I could be 2 people ahead. And then the final one, and there was plenty more, but the one that really kind of capped it home on this side as far as having ideas, and there was these 3 guys. I'd say they're all in their millennial age, and they're wearing their graphic t-shirts, sitting in their chairs, waiting for a line like they're waiting for a Fish concert or something. They were just kind of chilling out. And I walk up on them, introduce myself, and say, hey, what are you guys here to pitch? And one guy lifted up his Ray-Bans and said, oh, well, it's a ice cream recycling system. And then the other guy chimes in. He says, well, when you're eating ice cream and it gets kind of soupy and kind of melty in the bottom of the bowl, is to take that and send it through a system and sanitize it so you can re-eat it. I said, well, that's a pretty good, that's a unique idea. What stage are you at? Well, we were just kind of, then they were saying, we just kind of last minute thought of it, and we thought, and I was thinking, where were you in your discovery process when you came up with the idea and wanted to see? And they were like 20 people ahead of me. I said, wow, I could be that much further ahead. They may go far. They might sell to food service systems or school districts or whatever to help recycle their ice cream. But we'll see. So the 3 things I learned was you can take 8 hours of experience, and let me finish that story, is I got in to do my pitch. Waiting in the queue, okay, number 140, I go into the room, and there's a guy there. He's sitting at a desk, and he's got his shoes off, and his feet are crossed with his socks hanging out, and he says, double check your number, and he says, go ahead. And I do my practice 1.5 minute pitch, and because they told us what questions they would be asking as far as how long you've been in business, how did you come up with your idea, what's your investment requirements, why are you asking that much, I already answered those in my pitch, so he didn't have any questions. So when I finished my minute and a half pitch, he said, sounds good. I said, is there anything else? He said, nope, that's it. I said, alrighty. So I picked up my things and then I left. So that nearly 8-hour experience ended in a minute and a half of anti-climax, which I think goes for a lot of things in life if you think about it. But anyways, we'll know in 2 weeks or less if in the next 2 weeks or so, if I'm going to the next level or not. Probably not, but I did see some people there who will probably make it to the next step. So, not to discourage you to attend an open call, but if you do have an idea for Shark Tank, one, make sure, in my opinion, make sure it's in development stage or at least growth stage, and then just send an email. Send it out an email, get it done that way, you'll get a lot quicker response.